Hello. Welcome to my talk today. It's a very pleasant day, and the date is June 12th, 2026. I'm here at the library at Carleton College. Carleton College is one of the famous colleges here in Minnesota and in the United States. It's in the same town as my own college, St. Olaf College. St. Olaf is barely 5 minutes away from here by car. It's a small town, and it has these two distinguished colleges. I've been teaching here at St. Olaf College for 35 years. I'm retiring now. But today I decided to come to the library, this library at Carleton College. I have been, over the years, coming to this library, the library of this college, Carleton College, and the library of St. Olaf College have combined their resources. You can check out books here and then return them at St. Olaf College, and you can check out books at St. Olaf College and return them here. It doesn't matter where you are. It's very convenient. But anyway, that's not the story I'm telling today. This library has special significance for me, not only because I've been working here over the years, from time to time, but particularly because in the spring of 2005, I spent many hours in this library every day, many hours every day in this library. I was on sabbatical leave from St. Olaf College, 2005, spring of 2005, and I spent virtually every day in this library on the lower floor. I was working on my book intensely, and that was the purpose of my sabbatical leave. The book, Africans and Americans, Embracing Cultural Differences. This one here. I spent days, many days, about 4 months, 5 months in this library. And I will probably tell this story again and again because the process was exhausting. I worked so hard and the work was so difficult. I don't even want to remember it. It was just too difficult. So on the lower floor of this library, I used to come and stay there for many hours working on drafts of this book, a very small book, but a very well-liked book. But I wanted to really share a little bit of the experience I had. So I would come here in the morning and stay at the same place, same desk for hours, every day basically. And it's clear that students noticed me. They noticed me. I remember one student came up one day and politely asked me, "Oh, excuse me, are you writing a book?" It was quite funny. I told him the whole story, that I was actually working on a book, but the memory of this encounter has always been there with me. So this is the entrance. A very special library, and this is a monument out here. I was sitting here just resting a little bit. It's called the Lawrence McKinley Gould Library. Lawrence McKinley Gould Library. You can see the inscription over there. Carleton College is a very famous college, and I know some of the professors here. I have friends who teach here, American and non-American. I have several times been invited to give lectures here. I remember there was a time I gave a lecture to an ethnomusicology class, and my lecture was on music in Matengo folk tales. I had published my book, Matengo folk tales, and as you know, those of you who have read that book, there are songs in that folk tale collection. So this professor invited me to give a talk on the music in Matengo folk tales. It was very interesting. I did some thinking about it, and I realized I could actually give a very meaningful talk about music performances in the folk tale. Another day I was invited to a class, I think it was on folklore, epic, or something like that. I forget the exact title. I've also come and given a public talk here. After I published, I don't know whether it was this book. I think it was this book. I was given an invitation to give a talk here. I think you can read about it online. And I gave the talk right in the library here. I will put a link below this video so you can read a record of that talk that I gave here. I've also attended other people's talks here at Carleton College. The last talk I attended was on Scott Fitzgerald, the American writer and a friend of Ernest Hemingway. And so that particular talk was in the English department, which is just across on this side of the street, maybe one building beyond this one here. So I've had many experiences at Carleton College, but the one I'm talking about today is the experience of writing this book. So my readers from all over the world can tell, you know, I have these kinds of connections with this library here, the Carleton College Library, the place where most of the writing of Africans and Americans embracing cultural differences took place. And I have memories of being terribly exhausted for several months writing this little book. Well, I'll go back to my work in the library. Today I am writing some papers, or rather revising some papers for publication. And Um, thank you for watching my video. Have a very nice day. Bye.